To create a trigger action or configuration, go to the left menu, on the page Machine, and there to Configuration of the corresponding machine. In the Trigger section, you will find the trigger action. Click on New Trigger Action. There are 3 action types to choose from. Email sends an email on a trigger event. Query assigns data to a target table, and refresh can update self-selected values. In this example, I use the action type email. Give the trigger action a name. To the given email address, the trigger email is sent. Here you can add more recipients. Enter a subject for the email and create the email text. You can use variables in the text. They always start with an @ and then the variable. In this example, I use the @machine variable. Here, the machine name is displayed in the email. For a complete list of variables, please refer to the manual. Press Save to complete the configuration. The action, in case of a trigger event, is now defined. Now we have to define the trigger criterion. For this, we go to Trigger Configuration and there to New Trigger Configuration. You give a name to the trigger configuration. Then you choose a configuration type. There is a choice between time-based, value-based, trigger-based, offline, no data, and new rows. Here in example, I take value-based. Now select the corresponding machine cloud plug. Here in example, with value-based type you can choose different signal edges. If a trigger should be triggered on rising, falling, or in both directions. Execution threshold allows to wait for a defined time interval until a trigger is triggered. For a time-dependent trigger, a corresponding time zone can be selected. Now add the previously created trigger action. When a trigger is activated, the trigger action showcase is executed. Now we can add an expression and a signal to the trigger. You can choose between the expressions value change, condition, null evaluation, and time eval. As an example, I use the expression value change. Now I add a signal to the expression. If the value of this signal changes, the trigger action is started. Add the signal with the plus symbol and save the trigger configuration. The trigger configuration is now created. Activate the configuration with a click on the hook symbol. With the bell symbol, you can force a trigger release to test the trigger. If you want to deactivate the trigger, click on the cross symbol.